Okay, trendy but not functional could apply to Jameis Winston, at least as it relates to the fact that he's become kind of a cult hero in NFL figures. I mean, people love the guy because they love watching him play, not because he's Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but because it increases the level of excitement for any given play, because as soon as he lets go of the football, you never know where it's going to go. And, that's one of the things I love the most about watching a football game on TV and not in person. Because of the limitations of the image that gets projected, when the quarterback lets go of the ball down the field, more than just 5 or 10 yards like the pick six that iced the game on Sunday for the Bucs, you never know what's going to happen.
No.
The ball exits the screen. Is there a guy open? Is he covered? Is it going to get picked off? Is it going to get caught? With Jameis Winston, it really is a roll of the dice, and that's one of the reasons why he's so exciting, Chris.
No doubt. It's can't-miss football. I mean, it's constantly aggressive. There's a lot of great plays, and then, out of one every 10 plays, you go, what the hell was that? I can't believe that. That's so stupid. And in the era of fantasy football, I mean, his point outputage on a weekly basis is probably great. I heard somebody say yesterday,
did you say outputage? Did you say point outputage?
Yes, I did.
Right.
Outputage. Yes, I did say that.
I'm just making sure.
But I heard somebody say yesterday, my the host that does Chris Sims Unbuttoned with me, Ahmed Fareed, he was saying that people say to him, they start Jameis Winston as their quarterback in fantasy, and then they start the defense he's playing as well, and they come out on top. And I thought that was kind of cool. It's a new trend.
So here's where things stand. Jameis Winston's 5-year contract with the Buccaneers. Remember, he was the first overall pick in 2015. The contract is expired. He's due to become a free agent in March. I explained Sunday night on Football Night in America that there's been no discussions, no negotiations, no effort to try to extend that contract. It's all going to be deferred after the season. And the first question for the Bucs, do they want Jameis Winston? And also, very important to this analysis, do other teams want Jameis Winston? And I think part of the game that's being played, and we'll talk more about this after we share with you the clip from Bruce Arians, coach of the Buccaneers from yesterday, but I think part of the game is scaring other teams away from Jameis Winston. Here is Bruce Arians, who provided yet again a less than glowing assessment of his quarterback's performances from Monday.
This team, is it good enough to win with another quarterback?
With another quarterback? Oh, yeah. We can win with this one. We can definitely win with another one, too, because we're going to have a defense.
Now,
it reads better than when he talks it. It reads different than it talks.
But you're right. You're right. When I saw the quote yesterday, I thought, holy crap. When you see it, his point is our defense is going to be better. But he said, if we can win with this one, we can win with another one. And that is the bigger point here. The idea that, they're trying to be coy. They're trying to get Jameis Winston, if they decide to keep him, and I think they will decide to keep him, under the best possible financial terms that they can. They don't want teams lined up out the door trying to pursue Jameis Winston. Then you got to use the franchise tag or the transition tag and spend more money than you'd like to spend.
Right.
They want to keep him around for the lowest possible financial investment and with the greatest amount of flexibility, that if that 33-30 touchdowns to interceptions from this year becomes 25-40 next year, you want to be able to get rid of the guy. But here's the thing, Chris, he had 5,109 passing yards last year.
Yeah.
That's 8th all time. And when you look at the list, and I did this on radio earlier, down the list of the all-time great single season passing yardage performances, there isn't a single guy that his team was ambivalent about him. They're all star quarterbacks. There's no doubt that he's the guy. And even if it's a guy who, maybe he's not a great quarterback in hindsight, that was a great year for the guy, like Eli Manning in 2011, Rich Gannon in 2002 when he was the league MVP.
Right.
The all-time great single-season passing yardage performances were all authored by guys who were no-brainer franchise quarterbacks. And it's amazing to me. It's even a question. He threw 5,100 yards. Of course you want him back.
Well, no, not of course you want him back, because he lost you games this year too. I mean, he did. There's no other way to put it. There was moments where he did that. So there is a lot to build on positively, but there's some negative there that makes you scared to build at all. And I guess the big thing is here's the first question. Just looking at it right now, who's going to want Jameis Winston right now? Like, what team, like, can you really pin that to go, oh, that makes sense? I just think there's some gamesmanship here going on by the Bucs. By the comments we saw Bruce Arians
They're trying to scare people away.
Exactly right.
They don't want somebody to sit down and say, Jameis Winston had 5,100 passing yards. Maybe we should pursue him next year.
I think it's more about they're just trying to drive his price down. And I think that's very much a real thing in the NFL. You know, I kind of told this story on my podcast yesterday. In 2015, I remember the Broncos were secretly going around telling people that DeMarcus Ware was better than Von Miller. And, you know, I was like, oh, Von Miller contract year. Very interesting you're saying that, because he's not better than Von Miller, okay? That's crazy to say that. But this is the crap teams do a little bit to drive that price down. And I think that's kind of what they're doing. I don't know if there's going to be a team out there. One, I guess I would say this. Is there a team out there that, one, is going to want Jameis Winston and all the mistakes he makes at times, right? And then, two, Jameis Winston comes with some off-the-field stuff as well. You know, so there's a knowing of the person in Jameis Winston in Florida, being from Florida State, and, you know, being there in Tampa. So, you know, I think he's created a little niche for himself in Tampa as well. But I just go, you know, it's hard to sit here and look at NFL teams right now and go, who other than Tampa Bay is really going to sign up for Jameis Winston right now? I think that's where it gets interesting.
To his credit, and he has had some off-the-field issues that impair his image in league circles.
Right.
Past couple of years have been without incident.
Yes,
and
they have.
He's
No
grown
doubt.
from
He has grown.
from those experiences, but it's still, you can't make them go away.
Right.
I think it will be very telling, because this year there are plenty of veteran free agent quarterbacks available, and we'll start to hear if there are teams interested. I don't think you can keep your cards pressed all that close to the vest, because the agent will try to generate interest, and the moment the agent catches wind of another team interested, we're going to hear about it.
Right.
And because that hopefully leads to another team being interested, and before you know it, the Buccaneers are going to have to use the franchise tag, or there's going to be a land rush for Jameis Winston. And I'm just going to throw out a couple of teams. What do you think your guy John Gruden would do with Jameis Winston? And would you rather have Jameis Winston or Derek Carr?
Well, I think for the way John Gruden wants to play, I think there's a higher ceiling with Jameis Winston. I'll say that much, okay? Yes, but I don't know. You know, John Gruden, he's very into completion percentage and taking care of the football that way. I think he would pull his hair out with Jameis Winston. I just don't think that would work. I can't see that happening.
But would he think he can fix him? All these coaches think they can fix a guy.
No, John's not that kind of guy to develop and fix. We know that. I mean, he's famous for that, right? I mean, that's just my gut there. I mean, he's famous for wanting the guy that he's seen already, been there, done that. Ooh, I'll put him in my offense. I don't want to have to, like, groom him and teach him quarterback mechanics and things like that. That's not what Gruden does. Gruden wants to run his offense, put in a lot of plays, a lot of checks, and he wants a guy that can run the offense and play at a high level. I don't think he's into, grooming not young guys, but guys in general.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his work with a third-round draft pick, so
right.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, it drove him crazy. And then it drove him crazy that I had talent, and people were like, you should start Sims. And he's like, oh, I mean, how the hell are you telling me who to start? I mean, I just know more than you. So, yeah, I get it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.